Ladies and germs, it is me, the Fat Man, Lord Flab, coming back at you again for EAL Week 4. It is a Monday, and we are here for EA Outcast versus SRG Creator. Joining me on the colour desk, I have got Princess Kitten, who's backing at it again. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
You feeling good? And also, just to spice it up a little bit, we have got another colour caster here by the name of Panda. How are you doing, my friend? Are you ready?
I'm ready, my friends. Let's do this.
Let's do this indeed. So guys, going straight into the picks and bans right now. We have noticed an Orianna, Morgana, Irelia, and now we're also seeing a Tristana and an Ezreal. And a Thresh ban coming in at the end there onto Mario, who is definitely someone you don't want to mess with, who can have a Thresh and take over your game.
I think also the Morgana ban speaks a little bit for what type of team comp maybe Blue side wants to do. If they ban Morgana, then it feels like the Morgana has a purpose in being banned.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel like, looking at the side of EA Outcast, who have picked up a Poppy and a Gragas, they're definitely considering the possibility of SRG picking up something with a couple dashes. Maybe the likes of a Shen for Rasmussen there. Something like a Shen and maybe a Nocturne just to dive straight in onto the backline. The Poppy would be a good way to deal with it. And Hardstyler X picking up the Lissandra, which, by the way, is a very, very good champion in the mid lane right now. Even though Champion of Ashe has had some good games, I just genuinely don't think it's going to be enough in this game if you're laning into the likes of a Lissandra.
That is true. They did pick the Yasuo. That's quite interesting. Do you think they will make a Yasuo comp?
We do what we must.
I do think that the Yasuo will most likely be the top lane into the Poppy. Definitely a good counter pick if you think about it. Based on Yasuo's ability to dash around between the minions, Poppy's going to make sure that this guy cannot be a bad boy and dash away and escape if created on the Gragas is to come in and do some damage.
Alright, Instalock Echo.
Now, that could be a nice switch up. Maybe this is going to be an Echo in the top lane, actually, and the Yasuo is going to go on to Falcon into the bottom lane as the AD carry there, just to switch it up, because maybe he's not feeling so comfortable having the Yasuo into the Poppy, or it could still be an Echo bot lane, but Callum Beast locking in the Vayne and Mario on the Lulu. This is going to be a nice bot lane, because Callum Beast is a good friend of mine. I've said this many, many times before. This guy likes to pop off on that ADC role. He's a good AD carry. The overall team score probably not representing it to EA Outcast's best right now, but these guys are going to be feeling very, very strong in that bottom lane, and they're going to be looking to put a lot of pressure down there and help the team out.
That is true, but I think we just got fooled. I think it's Yasuo ADC.
Yeah, it's got to be a Yasuo ADC, and I'm assuming Rasmussen is going to be on the support Sejuani right now. I'm not seeing any switches going around. I believe everyone might just be messing with their runes. We've got a Ryze swapped into the top lane. A bit of a mega flex going on at the moment. If anyone saw LEC, a bit of the flexiers. I feel like we've got a lot of that in this game coming out of SRG right now.
Alright.
About 20 seconds left until we get into game, and SRG Falcon has not swapped with Hunichi, so maybe this will be the Yasuo into the top lane and the Echo into the bottom lane. It seems like a much better matchup for the Echo. No, and they do switch it, so Yasuo will in fact be in the bottom lane into the Vayne and the Lulu.
It is quite surprising, because lately in this tournament I have seen Sejuani's in the top lane, but I haven't seen a Sejuani in the support role yet.
Yeah, now I have noticed a few teams picking up the like of a Sejuani here and there. Sejuani is one of the most picked and banned champions in our game. Our league. The fact that it's got all the way to the final pick, more or less, is a bit of a surprise to me. Now, I do wonder if part of the reason for it is to maybe say to EA Outcast, hey, you guys have had Turiel, aka Billy, in the top lane on that Sejuani. Now we're going to try it in the support, see how it goes. It's a lot of CC onto a Vayne and a Lulu, and EA Outcast in the early game, especially with an Olaf who likes to fight early on. It's going to be a bit of a rough early laning phase for them.
That is true, but keep in mind that the Yasuo doesn't have heal also. He picked up exhaust. So it might be a really punishable lane.
Yeah, they don't have very many summoners that can help them out. To be honest, they do have an exhaust and an ignite, but I have to admit, Callum Beast with the heal, with the Lulu, this guy is going to be fairly protected. The only way this guy is going to go down in the early game is if he's caught completely out of position and with a bit of help from SRG Jester. Realistically, I sound like I'm kissing the backside of EAO a lot here, but I have a lot of positivity towards their bot lane and their jungle. Creeded has been popping off practically every single game we have had in the league with EA Outcasts playing. Creeded is one of the best junglers in our league.
That is true. I played against him personally, and I must say that his jungle pathing, what I've noticed so far is that he's a punishable jungler. He doesn't really like clearing his own jungler, but going for early invades and early buff steals. So I am looking forward on how he's gonna rule the jungle.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how Creeded comes up with the pathing in this game, especially into the Olaf. Once we get to that level 3 mark, Gragas is going to struggle to trade into this Olaf. Granted, Olaf will have the high chance of being bursted down early, but with his lifesteal, with just the fact of how powerful Olaf is as an early game champion, as long as he doesn't get 100 to 0'd by a collapse from the Gragas, the Lissandra, and maybe the Poppy or the Vayne, I don't see this Olaf dying early on to Creeded going for any invades. In fact, I see him winning if it's a straight up 1v1.
That is true. So, Fatman, who do you think is favorable to win this game?
If I go based off the comps right now, I kind of want to give it to SRG. And that is based purely on the amount of flex that they've got going on right now. They've well and truly flexed their lanes all around here. We're about to load on up into the game, but SRG have just given themselves so many flex picks to just play around. The only way SRG lose this is if they just get completely outclassed in terms of the laning phase, to be honest with you. And I think that is very much a possibility.
I do like the Rice pick, though. It takes a lot of guts. You can see that with Rice, like he's an off-meta champion, he's different than other champions. Like recently, Rice has been like a what-to-do champion. Riot has nerfed and buffed him, reworked him and everything. But lately you can see those good Rice players actually being able to pop off the game and carry the game. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Now, I will not lie, I have played a lot of I've had enough of trying to climb solo queue on support. I'm not gonna lie, I've just had enough. I've done it for 4 seasons and I'm still stuck in gold. So I've just started maining mid, picking Lissandra whenever she's open, and every time I've played her, I've kind of just destroyed anyone else, especially a Ryze. I think at one point I was about 90 CS up on this guy at about 20 minutes into the game. Not specifically champion of Ashe, who will have experience in the mid lane, but it's definitely a favourable matchup, I think, towards Lissandra. But it will come very heavily down to the jungle pressure as well. Both these laners can be very, very safe. Lissandra with a lot more engage and disengage than the Ryze, but I think whoever comes in with the jungle, if we end up in a 2v2, I would probably give the mid-jungle 2v2 over to the side of EA Outcast once we get post-level 6. But pre-level 6, I'd probably give it to Ryze and Olaf just because they have a lot more early game damage.
That is true, but I'm still skeptical about the barrier pick on Lissandra. Because, you know, Lissandra can be like more aggressive. And I do think at level 6 Lissandra basically rules the mid lane. So might have been better to maybe see a TP pick or an Ignite pick instead of a barrier pick?
Yeah, I'd much prefer to see a TP or an Ignite or even an Exhaust, because it is a Rise at the end of the day. Once this guy starts to stack up his mana, he can get very, very scary very quickly in this game. But that's just depending on how late we end up going. Now, ladies and gents, we are about to load on up into the Rift, and here we go for our first and only game of the night. We have got EA Outcast versus SRG Crater, and I'm sure it's going to be a very good one.
Let's do this.
Hell yeah, let's do this. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I'm expecting pentakills. Apparently, Callum Beast has had 2 quadra kills in the last 2 games he's been playing. And I specifically said to the guy, if he does not get a pentakill tonight, I will be slating him for the rest of the cast. So, yeah, no pressure.
I do think the Poppy pick is maybe better than Echo pick in top lane. Like, lately, every Poppy I've seen is basically a king of the top lane. I don't know how it is about you. Yeah. And Echo itself isn't a meta pick anymore. So, in my opinion, if this Poppy is good enough, he could maybe like get like maybe pick up an early kill, maybe roam mid.
I do think that's definitely a possibility. My only concern is between levels 1 and 2, Hunichi definitely has the advantage on the Poppy. And if the Olaf comes up for maybe if he does red buff and then straight into a gank top lane, while Poppy's still level 1, he is just a sitting duck, to be honest with you, because he'll get slowed. He'll be able to be caught by Hunichi, who has a dash available on the Echo and the slow with his Q. So I think it's a very gankable lane if you punish him so early into the game.
As you can see in the bot lane, the Yasuo and Sejuani are in the bush. Maybe they're gonna try something cheeky.
Yeah, they're looking for something a little bit cheeky right now. Lulu is aware, but Lulu he should knows. He knows. They're being very patient right now. And no, he's gonna walk up on it, and Rasmussen is there to give him a little bit of harass. But Falcon had backed away to make sure that he could get to the farm already.
I think this is also in the favor of EAL Outcast, because I think the Yasuo missed like 2 minions worth of XP.
Yeah, the Yasuo did actually miss some XP right there, which is a little bit of a rough ski, to be honest. But nevertheless, it's still going to be a very straightforward, even game. He's going to be denied a lot of CS in the very early game, just because of the way the wave has been set.
As you see, the Olaf is gonna take the blue buff. And as you know, Creeded already took, as I said in the beginning of the game, Creeded likes to counter jungle. So maybe Jester thought of the same thing and is taking his blue buff now.
Yeah, Jester definitely doing a little bit of research into Creeded, knowing he likes to invade, and has decided to just split the map in half, straight down the middle of the mid lane. And it looks like we've got Creeded looking towards a possible gank right now. Lissandra going in, gets the root, and here comes the belly slam as well. And that is Champion of Ash getting chunked down, but he's not going to burn the flash or the cleanse. Very, very calculated there. A good sense of temper. Keeping calm, keeping collected. He knows he doesn't have to die without burning any summoners.
That is true. But as I noticed, like, if Lissandra probably took the Ignite, it might have been like a bigger chance to get the first blood.
Yeah, if Lissandra did have the Ignite or the Exhaust, probably could have taken this guy down a lot quicker. Or maybe even he had the TP, he could just permanently push this wave in now, because he's just used one of his corrupting potions. He has 2 stacks left on it, and this guy can just perma push the Rise, keep pushing him in, and he'll deny him a lot of CS because he can play so aggressive, providing Creeded is there to assist him. And then he can just TP back to lane, but he can't do that because he's taken barrier.
That is true. And as you can see, the roles are kind of reversed. SRG has the top priority right now, and EA Outcast has the bot lane priority now. It's quite funny to see.
Yeah, Falcon being... Oh, we've got another gank in the mid lane, and Champion of Ash flashing straight away there. Knew there was something dodgy going on with Lissandra using the glacial pathing forward.
That is true, but this means that Creeded has to commit on mid lane and maybe come back in the next 5 minutes.
Could definitely do that. He's got a 5-minute window. Mark it down. You've got till 9 minutes and 20 seconds to get your backside back in that lane. You have 2 flashes in mid and jungle. You can 100% lock down this Rise. As long as you don't stack your CC too aggressively and he ends up cleansing 2 at the same time, you should be fine.
That is true.
Kunichi bossing a bit in the top lane right now, has the 2 Dark Seals, using his TP so early to get that pressure, and deny this Poppy some farm.
That is true.
There's a lot of gentle love tapping going back and forth right now. And it looks like Falcon is getting pressured very heavily here. He's got a nice big wave building up, but this Yasuo is going to struggle into this laning phase.
Looks like Jester is coming from behind.
We're going to get a gank right now. Olaf is here, but Callum just condemns him away, and Mario's been caught out. He does have the flash, he has the exhaust, but he's not going to burn any of them, and that's the first blood going over to Falcon.
Very, very clean. Very, very hard for them to do anything. They were very far up, and he could just swoop in and get the kill.
Definitely. I do think the way out of giving up that first blood was for Callum to burn the heal very early on, just to give him the movement speed to try and get away. And then Mario did have the flash to flash out of the tornado if needs be, but Callum Beach is getting very aggressive onto Falcon right now. He gets the 3rd proc, he's got the heal for the speed if he needs it. Oh no, and the wind wall comes up, and Callum, he might just go for the flash. He goes, gets the condemn, but it's not enough. He does kill him, and he has the heal.
I just want to say the fucking balls on that Vayne there. She had no vision over the bot river. The bot river could just rotate whenever they wanted. That was a very risky play.
Yeah, he's burned the flash, but he has the heal. Mario has the exhaust. Very, very ballsy play, but this is what I've been saying over the past few weeks, ever since Callum Beast joined this team. This guy is a machine. You do not want to give him an inch because he will run a mile with it.
True. The Rice is low on mana in the mid lane.
Low on mana, low on health. Hardstyler has the flash above him and even has managed to back very even on CS at the moment. But this Lissandra has a corrupting pot. Rice has no mana. He needs to just realise that he has to back the hell up and accept that Lissandra's going to have some early push priority right now. But he's not backing very far under the turret, and if she wanted to, she could actually stop him from going back. And I think that might have been a mistake from Hardstyler there, to be honest.
Do you think it's about time that the Yasuo starts to rule bot lane?
Not just yet. Waiting for the level 6. He does have the Zeal, but he's still fairly down on CS. But once we get to the level 6 mark, I believe it's very much a stomper for SRG. But Hunichi is also getting very aggressive on Tutorial in that top lane. This guy's down a lot of CS, but the question is, will he hit the cannon? I believe he did manage to secure that one this time.
Nietzsche has picked up the double Dark Seal. That's quite aggressive. But I think he should probably pick up this situation to get more roams.
Yeah. It looks like we're going to have a fight in the top side, blue jungle right now. Creeder getting chunked down very, very low. He has been slowed. He does have the smite. If he chooses to use it to slow him down, Turiel running down to help him as well. And it looks like we're going to have a nice little fight as Lissandra roots up and ults the Rise, but it's not, sorry, the Echo, and it's not going to be enough, and he then flashes away. Probably not worth going in. All that burned just for a blue buff. I don't think that was the right call, to be honest.
I don't think that was the right call at all from Hardstyler. He saw that Creeder was backing off. Creeder has around 20-30% HP at that time, and he goes in anyway. A little bit of a risky call, especially with the top lane missing.
Definitely not the best way to start off your game right now. First bloods have already been drawn, but Callum Beats getting very, very aggressive, and here is the Sejuani. He tries to go for the sidestep, he's stunned up. Surely, no, he uses the heal, and the ult from the Lulu comes in, and Falcon completely misses it. 2 exhausts down, Falcon's very, very low, and Callum Beats is winning this right now. He's got the W. Rasmussen doesn't have the passive or the aftershock anymore. He says sitting duck, and Vayne can just kill him. He gets a double kill, 3-0 in the bottom lane, and Hunichi's getting aggressive onto Turiel in the top lane, but I don't think he can do much more than just hit him a few times.
Well played really there by the Callum Beast Mario combo. Just saving Vayne in the last second. But had Sejuani had their ult, that would have been a dead Vayne, so very, very risky by Callum.
You can argue that could have been a dead Vayne, but even with the Sejuani ultimate, I don't know if there would have been enough CC to kill him in time, because Mario was there, they had the heal, they had the ultimate, they had the shield, they had the polymorph.
But even after the heal shield, she had around 200 HP.
Creeder looking for mid lane again.
And a flash straight out of there from Champion of Ash. Creeded mistiming the time on his flash there, missing out by just a few moments.
Did get a flash for? Did get the Rise flash.
That's true. One thing I did notice is when the Jester tried to take Creed's buff last time, he did pop his Predator, so he doesn't have Predator right now. If he did have Predator, he might have had more securing in mid lane.
Definitely could have had a little bit more pressure in the mid lane right there. Falcon and Rasmussen chunking down that tower to less than 50% right now, taking 3 plates. And we're just going to keep getting the pressure in the lanes right now. EA Outcasts were ahead based on their kills, but the turret plating and farm has basically brought it back together. And Callum Beast is just going to keep going very aggressive onto Rasmussen until the wind wall comes out.
I'm a little bit curious. Could you show the gold for the bot lane? Because I'm wondering how the AD carry.
Yeah, the AD carry at the moment, Callum Beast, does have a 600 gold shutdown, but he's actually behind on CS at the moment. But he's only up about 200 gold into this Yasuo. And that's purely based on all the plating that they just took in the bottom lane.
Yeah, both the plating and also, I mean, I assume that it has to do with the extra CS, or maybe there was a bounty, I don't know.
We might
Maybe
see a
the
fighter, Creeded to walk into Jester. Think we're there.
Getting very aggressive. Creeded has caught a Jester and he uses the Ragnarok and the Flash to get away from the terrible combo.
And that's gonna be very, very good for EA because they can just grab control over Infernal now.
Heck yeah, these guys have a lot of control over this dragon right now. It's going to be very fun to see how they handle it. And Gragas Creeded getting hit by the tornado there. Olaf is around. It could be a 3v3 in the bottom lane. They do want to force the dragon, but they are getting collapsed on right now. They should be aware of just how bad this is going to be if they choose to be aggressive like this.
I'm confused why EA didn't just try to force Dragon right after the Olaf popped his ult and flash, because he didn't really have that much to go in, and they were basically pushed in bot and basically pushed in mid.
Oh, Sejuani going in with the Glacial Prison. Sidestep by Callum Beast, but Creeded is here. He does have the Exploding Crash. He decides not to use it just yet. TP comes up. Rasmussen gets knocked away. Both TPs are coming out right now. Callum Beast has the kill. He's got exhausted. Echo is here, but Lulu has ulted him up, and he gets stunned up. He gets stunned, and he's knocked against the wall, but here comes the Olaf, but I think it's way too late as Olaf... Poppy tries to use the ultimate to knock him away, but Callum Beast flashing forward with the Condemn and he stuns him up. Bonichi using the Chrono Break, but it's not going to be enough. He almost kills Callum, but the shield comes out as well to keep him alive. And we're going to have another battle in the mid lane as well as the prison comes down on the side of Hardstyler, but he's cleansed away by Champion of Ash. This is a 5v2 around this dragon right now. If they play this slowly, they can try and harass them down, but I don't see a clear way of them managing to steal this unless EA Outcasts just play this completely wrong. Going for a lot of poke, but it's just not going to be enough just yet.
Didn't work out now.
Definitely not working out just as they had hoped to do, but EA Outcast coming out very far ahead in that trade and taking an Infernal Dragon for themselves.
Yeah, they're really proving that when they play well, they can play incredibly well in this.
What I didn't like is when they notice that they can't like fight for the Drake, is what I would have done is the Olaf is like walk straight to the Rift Herald and maybe try to get potential Rift Herald.
Yeah, they probably could have taken the Rift Herald, to be honest, there, or at least set up enough vision around it. I am noticing some of the pink words coming out right now, but one thing we should be very aware of is EA Outcasts are only 800 gold ahead, and that is down to the CS difference in the top lane more than anything, as well as some of the turret plating. But Callum Beast right now is 1,000 gold ahead of his opponent, 5-1, and Jester coming in to invade Creeded with Champion of Ash and Hunichi, and Creeded's being powered right now, burns the flash, uses the body slam, material is here, but Creeded's going to get stunned up, he uses the cast way too late, and Creeded goes down anyway. This guy is getting bullied in his own jungle. It's not the same if you're the one that's being invaded instead of invading.
This looks like... I feel like SRG was trying to look for the Rift Herald there, but kind of deciding not to take it.
Yeah, they're giving a lot of respect over to the side of Hardstyler and Turiel there. A little bit concerned of the 3v2 possibly not going in their favour. SRG Jester does have the redemption built, ready to go if need be.
I feel like in general when it comes to the objectives, both teams so far are playing a little bit too safe. Yeah, now SRG is going for the Herald when Creeded could technically be on his way up.
Yeah, Creeded is in the bottom lane though. These guys are fully aware that the Rift Herald has been taken and they're just going to back off and leave it because Creeded isn't there. Now, another thing to notice here is Creeded is on his way to the bottom side in the bush, but there is a very clear ward there. And he doesn't have a sweeper, so unless he uses a pink, or Mario uses a pink on this bush, they need to know that these guys are here. And they are not about to have a party right now. And Creeded just shows himself on the minions. Like we're gonna have a bit of a party in the mid lane right now as Hardstyle is getting very aggressive on the champion of Edge. He almost goes down, but he flashes away as the redemption comes in. Probably a mistake right there, and Hardstyle has to flash away in return. Champion of Ash a little bit afraid that the Lissandra could 100 to 0 him, but Hardstyle doesn't have any kill pressure, only a barrier, and that's about it because he burned everything else.
Olaf is looking at top lane. Riftel placed on top lane.
The Echo is very, very strong now. Even though he doesn't have that many kills, he has just farmed his way to being really, really...
Yeah, really should know that Jester is here. The turret goes down. Jester doesn't have the redemption up just yet, but this Echo is at a very strong point in the game. And Poppy is just going to try and ultimate the Herald away, but he didn't realize that you can't do that anymore.
That is true.
Now it looks like we're going to have a dive onto this tower as Jester uses the Ragnarok to just chase him down, gets the shilling smack, and lands the axe. Curiel has the flash. But we've got a gank in the mid lane right now, and Creeded coming in with the amazing exploding cask right there.
Damn. Amazing ult.
Slam dunk, you ain't going nowhere, boy. That's what Creeded is saying to Champion of Ash right now. Get the hell back here, man. You ain't going nowhere. Mario's getting stood up right now. He does have the ultimate, uses it on himself. Rasmussen is very low. The heal comes out on Callum Beast as well, and he's been stood up by the Glacial Prison. Rasmussen going forward was probably a mistake. Creeded is here to back up if need be.
Yeah, this Yasuo, this one, Syndra, no, that's not Syndra, Sejuani bot lane is interesting, but it doesn't seem like it has been working so far against Mario Callum.
Maybe not working out as great as they wanted, but they've got a 3v3 going on, and Redemption comes down to heal them both up right now, and it looks like we're going to have a 3v3 start. They don't have a Glacial Prison, and Rasmussen has just been completely punished for walking forward like that.
Creeded playing that well as well, waiting for the Sejuani
is very low. Hunichi is here, does have the shield. Jester's gonna use the sweeping trinket just to make sure he can land the slow. And Jester going in with the flash, and Mario with the sidestep onto the tournament, and he just polymorphs him in the ultimate, and Hunichi not quite able to kill him with the proto belt and uses the chrono bait to get away, but Callum Beast is flashing forward away from Hunichi, and Jester is surely gonna go down here. Creeded going in just to stun up Hunichi even more, and they're going to try and donate both these kills over to Callum right now, but he needs to be careful as he does have the flash and the dash, and Creeded's got the body slam. He does hit it, and Callum not quite able to pick up the kill as more reinforcements come in.
I feel sorry for Hunichi in that situation. He was so close to getting both Mario and Creeded.
I think they committed a bit too hard there. They should have basically played safe. They should have waited until the Echo was there before they started fighting.
Definitely, and part of the blame there has to go towards Rasmussen. He'd already failed, he landed the Glacial Prison in the earlier team fight. That had only happened a couple moments ago in that bottom lane. And then as soon as Jester was there, they were like, right, we can turn this around. But bear in mind, Sejuani's passive was not up yet. He didn't have the aftershock because it had already been procced. This guy was a sitting duck the moment he walked forward and was immediately there with a counter gank from Creeded, and he just got blown up and died. And then it was a 2v3 until Hunichi could turn up. And by that point, everyone had already reset themselves, and Hardstyler was on the way down as well.
Yeah, it feels like it's a little bit of a bot fiesta right now.
Callum Beast 6-0-4, 900 gold shutdown, and is 1.6k ahead of this Yasuo, who is 1-4.
I think what SRG and Red Team have, which is positive, is that they're currently EA is currently very reliant on Callum to hard carry when it comes to damage. If they get that Vayne late game, that's going to be most of like the damage on EA. So while it's not looking that good for SRG right now, if they get Vayne late game, they can probably still do this very well.
Yeah, the Olaf and the Rasmussen are going to be very tanky, but these guys both stack health. They can go for a little bit of armor, but they don't need to put that into a Vayne. So these two tanks are going to get chucked the hell down by that late game Vayne. They have the Poppy, the Created, and the Lulu to peel Callum Beast, and it's literally going to be the Callum Beast and Created show this game, I believe. It all comes down to, as we get into the later game, maybe about 30-35 minutes, if this game is still not insanely snowballing ahead for either team, SRG are going to start to come online and they're going to be doing a lot of damage, and it's going to get very difficult for EA Outcast to keep themselves in a snowballing position.
That is true. You saw Echo being cheeky in the bush, but sadly for him it's worth it already. I think he's now wasting his time.
Yeah.
He's going to bot lane to clear it up.
Completely wasting his time just a little bit there. Just want to bring your attention to some of the items coming in right now. Callum Beast is sat on the recurve bow and the pickaxe. I imagine he's going into the Ridgeblade next, and Olaf has been caught. Uses the Ragnarok, but the Graceful Prison is there onto Mario. He ults himself and he's being caught out. But the the Condemn against Olaf. Rasmussen has no HP left. He's out of this fight, and the TP's coming in on both sides, and the team fight is not going to ensure any more. And Champion of Ash getting very aggressive and greeted. Flash body plans, but Champion of Ash flashes away as well. 0 for 0, a lot of summoners burned on both sides there, but EA Outcast coming out with the stronger laning, I believe. They're very far ahead. Champion Hardsider trying to go in for a little bit of CC, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Olaf is there on the side, he's looking on the side, he doesn't have the redemption. Rise has the Seraph Sprayed, but that's about it.
Wait a second, can we talk about why this Olaf picked up Redemption?
Yeah, the redemption at the moment on Olaf is very effective, because if you think about it realistically, Olaf only needs health, because this guy is very much going to run it down and try and slow you and kill you in the early game. Once you get to the mid to late game, Olaf isn't that powerful anymore, so he goes for the redemption just to try and help snowball his game in the early.
You know when Lucian top was like a thing in the, what was it, the NALCS, and all of a sudden everybody played it, Lucian top. It's basically the same thing with Olaf Redemption. Some Korean picked up Olaf Redemption and people realized that's actually viable.
It's definitely something that's very viable. You should be quite afraid of an Olaf going into your game, but so far EA Outcast are just handling the situation extremely well, and Creeded and Callum Beast are both very far ahead at the moment. Creeded is a solid 1,000 gold lead ahead, and Callum is 1,800 gold ahead as well.
I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago that I don't know if it was with Ace or with you, David, that I casted a game with an Olaf jungle and I saw the redemption and was as confused as Panda is right now. And that game, that Olaf was absolutely carrying, but this game it looks like he isn't doing as much.
Definitely not having as much pressure as he would have liked to. Jester did read Creeded in the early game, but so far he's just kept falling slowly behind. Very much even in terms of clearing out the jungle, but it looks like Creeded 2 levels up right now. Jester knows he's here and he just gets body slammed and chucked for half of his HP just like that.
Callum putting on some poke.
Oh, don't you just love it when you have a very fed Vayne and then a Lulu just buffing you up with an Ardent Sensor? It's just a fun time when you're on the enemy team and that happens. It's just fun.
You actually triggering me. As a professional Vayne hater, I am nearly rooting for SRG to win here just because
Can we just say that every non-Vayne player hates Vayne? Can we just be honest here?
I mean, I am a tank main for the most part, so I just hate Vayne because true damage of max health is dumb.
I wasn't so happy about the last Vayne buff where they buffed her time where she can spam Q in her ultimate. But lately I've been feeling that it was true. Maybe ADCs were like a little weak.
Ooh, it looks like Hunichi's been caught out right now by Tyrael and Creeded. This guy is trying to get as much distance as possible and uses Chrono Break. He uses the Chrono Break, but it's not going to be enough. He's just trying to get towards the Olaf, and he should back away now because Creeded is unstoppable. 5-1-4, 700 gold lead. This guy is taking over the game, and there is nothing SRG can do about it.
Creeded just going in and showing his revenge after being harassed so much early game. He's just saying, you messed with me before, I'm messing with you now.
But I don't know about you guys, but I think Hunchy could have survived that. If you saw him getting ulted, he actually walked back into Creeded. He could have maybe walked to the left and maybe flashed away.
It is
Maybe,
definitely a possibility, but we are full of maybes. But unfortunately, we are live in the game, and the maybes just didn't happen. So maybe it could have been a little, as I say, couldn't happen. Maybe a maybe was a bit of a, maybe a misplay, maybe not, maybe a different sort of calculation. Probably not the most thought through, but when you're getting collapsed on like that, sometimes you're under a lot of pressure, and you're a bit like, oh, crapski, I need to figure a way out of this.
Adrenaline, yes. I've also seen that Poppy took the Knight's Vow.
Ooh.
Yeah, the
Really
Knight's Vow
going.
on the Cheerio right now. Sorry I've cut you off there, Kitten, but I do need to reiterate the amount of times I have watched EA Outcasts after they picked up their AD carry and lose games, and yet they've put so much pressure onto their ADC to win and carry the games, but they just never bought a Knight's Vow. And now I'm here 25 minutes, 26 minutes into the game, and I'm seeing a Knight's Vow and what looks like a Locket of Iron Solari coming out next. So these guys are actually putting emphasis on making sure that AD can carry.
I don't think there's a locket. You know what I think it is?
A Zeke's. Mario gets took
Exactly.
down and just instantly killed by Champion of Ash and flushes away from Creeded to get out of there.
I think this is the Poppy trying the Shrek patented Trundle build with the Steaks Knights.
Yeah, it looks like Falcon getting chunked down a hell of a lot there. Redemption coming out, and he manages to dodge the cask, but the Glacial Prison coming down onto Calambisi cleanses away and flashes and heals, and he's out of the fight. But he's still looking to see if he can do any more impact, and he gets flashed on by the Olaf. Shut down for 1,000 gold, and SRG are slowly trying to turn it around. They have more reinforcements. Here is Chester, here is Champion of Ash, and Hadstyle gets chunked down, but he gets rooted against the wall. Stunned up, he uses his Aerith Rainblaze, and Creeded kills him anyway. And now Hadstyle flashing forward onto Olaf, who has no Ragnarok, and that's a double kill for Creeded right there.
Still though, they got that 1,000 gold bound.
See.
Now they just need to get the 1,000 gold bounty of the Gragas, and SRG is going to come back rich.
Yeah, I do want to point out that even though we are 16-4 on the kills right now, SRG are up a tower. They got a lot of early gold from the turret plating, and on top of that, these guys with only 4 kills, they're doing ever so well to keep the CS lead fairly even. The shutdown gold definitely just helped them, and some of their farming is also assisting them. Very even in the bot lane. The top lane is a bit ahead towards the Echo right now, and the mid lane is about 30 odd CS as well ahead on Champion of Ash.
Basically every lane except for jungle is winning when it comes to the CS.
One of the only problems with that team fight for SRG is even though they got the 1,000 gold shutdown, it went onto SRG Jester, who was probably the one guy. Sorry, you have Rasmussen and Jester, the two guys that you did not want that shutdown gold to go onto. You wanted it on Hunichi, you wanted it on Champion of Ash, you wanted it on Falcon, any of these guys, just to get them more into the game. But Yasuo now has his Infinity Edge. This guy has his Infinity Edge, he's ready to go. This game could very easily flip on a knife's edge now, and SRG could still win this.
Nietzsche really did what he was supposed to do there in the previous fight. He nearly just bursted down Callum. He did his job very well. He didn't exactly do it as well as he should.
Rasmussen being caught up by Callum chunks him down to almost half HP.
I see it's now a race to see who can secure the most vision around Baron.
Definitely going to be a fight over vision right now. Jester just standing there probably could have been better off just hitting the Baron with his axe just to try and get a little bit of damage onto Mario, maybe scare him away because he's so squishy when clearing wards.
Dwarf Drake to EA, a Cloud Drake coming up.
It's a lovely little Cloud Drake. That is 4 dragons on the side of EA, and it looks like we might have a fight starting off in the mid lane as Hunichi uses the Proto Belt to get away. Callum Beast has been buffed up and he's been ulted on, and the Echo missed a very good chance to possibly 100-0 him with the Chrono Break right there.
A little bit confusing ulti, I would say, from Sejuani. I see that she's looking for the engaged potential, but Hunichi was relatively safe there already.
Oh, and Rasmussen's been caught out, getting chunked down to almost half HP by one combo from Creeded. This is a very fed Gragas with a 1k gold shutdown right now. This guy is a big beefy boy and you do not want to get too close to him.
The mid and the top lane and the jungle on EA Outcast also took the zone.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a scrap going on right now. So Nietzsche gets completely caught out and deleted instantly. He couldn't use the Chrono Blake, and that was a very nice collapse by Turiel, aka Billy, and Creeded, stunning him up, and then a condemn as well, just to make sure he couldn't get out. And now EA Outcasts are starting up the Baron. It is on 12,000 HP at the moment, and you can tell that SRG know about this. Jester is alive, but he is 3 levels down at the moment. Hardstyle has been caught out. He uses the Zonias, and here comes Mario. He's got the ultimate already, and he uses the ult on his Evan. Oh my god, Jester steals the Baron! He goes down anyway, and so does nobody else. Oh my goodness! And surely, Champion of Ash can maybe escape here. No, he gets knocked out by the dash from the Poppy, and he dies anyway. And Rasmussen's surely going to go down as well. He does do the Vayne. Callum Beast manages to pick up another kill, and that was a 3 for 2 in favour of EA Outcast. But at what cost? They just lost the Baron and Falcon, and I believe Hunichi might still have the Baron buff there. I'm not 100% sure if he was alive in time for it.
Hunichi did not have the Baron buff. Still though, very, very nice deal by Jester there.
A lot of 50-50s in this league, especially by Creeded, and it looks like Falcon has been caught on. Callum Beast just rolls on up, dashes forward, kills him under 2 towers.
They just lost their last Baron.
Yep, that's their Baron gone, just like that. Maybe a Bible thump is required in the chat for losing the Baron just like that. Definitely some sad times.
That's at least a very, very good morale boost for SRG, getting the Baron. It's gonna feel very, very nice.
I just want to bring you guys' attention towards the gold at the moment. Poppy is about 1,000, maybe he's about 1,000 gold down. Creeded is about 2,000 gold up. Mid is fairly even, only about 600, 700 gold difference there. Callum Beast is he is 3k gold ahead of the Yasuo, aka Falcon, right now.
Yeah, that is where the gold difference lies.
21 kills to 6. EA Outcast definitely killing off their opponents a lot in this game, but SRG are knocked down and they are not out. The gold is at that 50k point where the gold starts to mean a lot less, and it looks like Jester's been power, but he uses the Ragnarok and Callum's been power in the mid lane. He has the support of the Lulu, and he's able to dash away after bending the flash. Oh, and the Chrono Blade comes in, and Callum's been caught. He's been exhausted, he's been hit by the Glacial Blizzard, but he uses the Glens. He's still alive, and he gets a double kill in the mid lane, and now Rasmussen has to run away. They did so well to peel Callum right there, and he stays alive because of his team.
Right, so they're coming.
That Mercurial Scimitar as well.
Callum and EA are playing out of their minds when it comes to protecting him right now. I don't think there is any way for SRG to come back and kill him. Yes, the Mercurial is down because he can't upgrade it from a QSS because it's already at the final build item. Now, you need to ask yourself, who gets the Mikhails? Somebody might need to pick it up just to try and protect Callum for a little bit. Maybe not if they can wait out the Mercurial, but I don't know if it'll be enough in the next team fight because SRG are starting to fall further and further behind.
Yeah, that was very, very well played by Callum there. And also by Mario, just protecting his ADC as much as possible. I also want to just say that Mario did pick up the Seeks while the Poppy picked up the Iceborne, so we're also seeing both the Seek and the Nightfall on Vayne. With an Ardent Sensor, with the Ginso, and soon full build.
Yeah, this Vayne is looking big and scary. They are putting a lot of emphasis on trying to get another 1,000 shutdown onto Callum. They've done it once, they can do it again. But every minute that this game goes on, the 50k Gold League, as I said, it means less and less as we get into the late game. And SRG are starting to come online. 3 items onto this Rise. If he manages to get a combo onto Callum Beast, he can maybe delete him in one go.
And this is an Infernal, even more AD for Callum.
Starting to get very, very scary is that Vayne, but you can see Champion of Ash getting very aggressive into the top lane, and it looks like they're trying to force something in the bottom lane right now in a 4v4. Champion of Ash is definitely going to win out in the top lane, but you need to understand at what cost is this going to be as he goes aggressive in the bottom lane, as there could now be a fight breaking out in the top lane as they take the turret. They push themselves forward, but they're just going to play it slow and safely. Neither team wants to go fully commit right now. The only person that can hard commit at all is Champion of Ash into Cheerio, but he can just back off at the base and heal himself up, whereas Ash is starting to run out of mana. Here we go. Here is the siege on this top bot lane turret right now. Tier 3 is down. Inhibitor is exposed. And Callum Beast has been buffed up to hell at the moment as he just runs riot. And he takes down the inhibitor. And we've got a trade in the bottom lane, the top lane at the tier 3. And Ash is out of mana. But EAL are looking to end the game right now. They could potentially do it as well. As they push forward with the minions, they have the super in the mid lane, and the bottom lane will be joining them very, very soon. They are getting so aggressive. This Callum Beast is so strong. They take down one turret, and there's only one left, and the TP coming in from Tyrael right now, and they're just going to leave him because Champion of Ash cannot join, and Rasmussen is down very, very low. Callum is still alive, and he's being forced away, and he kills 2, and that's going to be a 3rd kill. The triple kill going over to Callum Beast, and Champion of Ash just cannot do anything, and that's going to be the game going over to EA Outcasts.
Amazing play.
Oh my freaking god.
That was hectic.
Chaos definitely ensued in that game. EA Outcast coming out very, very dominant, and I cannot praise Callum Beast enough for his play after being caught out the 2nd time. The team helped him. He had so much peel. He even had to save his own backside at one point, and they completely turned around what looked like a dire situation, and the AD carry being 100-0. He stayed alive. He got buffed up. He kept the heals coming in, and this guy took over the game and killed everybody.
Yeah, all of the protection, all of the resources invested into Callum really just proved themselves. I guess what we will be seeing in the future is a lot of Vayne bans if EAO is playing.
Whenever EAO is playing, you need to be banning out Callum Beast on this Vayne, because this is one of his most played champions, if not the most played champion he has got, and this guy is a machine. I was saying this before he even got into the league. Like, he was a free agent, and whatever team picked him up, they would be starting to do a lot of damage in the bot lane. The only problem with him is he demands a lot of resources, but if you put these resources into him, it proves he can carry the damn game, and he's done just that.
That is true.
Now, guys, I just want to ask you, I'm pretty sure we know who's going to get it, but who would you like to give your MVP vote to?
Since we all know what we're going to give it to, I just want to say, give some credit to my fellow support, Mario, because he, in multiple situations, I think played his role very, very well. He did relatively good, I would say, but very good in vision. He constantly was there to try and protect and save Callum whenever Callum maybe went a little bit too aggressive, and I think in general he played his role quite well. But then again, Callum was the one who hard carried this. If this was a rank game, I think we would all just be hearing in the all chat, seeing people saying GG bot lane wins or something along the lines of that.
Yeah, Callum Beast was definitely very, very strong. You've got to give your notable mention over to Created, because this guy got his team through the early game and the mid game very, very well. I will give a very, very gentle but not very strong shout out to the Poppy in the top lane, because this guy actually managed to hit some of his cannons this game, which is a nice improvement. And on top of that, I have been flaming the hell out of him for not buying a Knight's Vow. And look at that, he has a Knight's Vow. This is more of the sort of stuff I want to see. You gotta feel bad for the top laner having to be on tank duty all the time. But when you've got an aggressive jungler and an ADC like that, you've got to be the guy that's got to take one for the team and be super beefy.
Can I just hear you repeat this? You want to give a mild recommendation or compliment to Poppy for actually CSing?
Correct. Not specifically CSing, but hitting his cannons.
Oh man, the shade.
No, I think it's definitely a praise, as he's worked hard to up his cannon game at the moment. Not gonna lie, super shady. He's probably gonna ban me from the Discord now, to be honest with you.
Guys. I have a solution for our problems here. We are sitting here, we are thinking, who are we giving MVP? I think we should give MVP to the cannon minions. They did all the work.
Give it to the minions. Those minions absolutely deserve it. Now, just before we disappear tonight, ladies and germs, I am going to see if we can get a quick interview with some of EA Outcasts after that very strong game. But if I have a funny feeling if I say to them, what was your win condition, they'll just say, oh, just buff Callum and win. Or something ridiculous like that. But we shall try and get a interview up straight away, preferably with the MVP, or maybe Created, or any of them if they're up for it, but we will see what we can do.
I think they are in the chat, and I just want to ask the one who is in deciding the bans for EA, why did you ban the Morgana? Because I was a little bit curious because of with the Morgana ban. I feel like it was a reason that they were afraid of the Black Shield or were afraid of the bind. But the binding isn't really that scary for a Vayne, and I don't understand how the Black Shield either is that scary for a Vayne.
Definitely a bit of a questionable ban right there. Now, we are just going to jump on over into a slightly different Discord call, just so that we can get this interview up and underway. Just bear with us for one moment. We will be right back.
Okay.
Ladies and germs, I am joined by Callum Beast, Mario, and Creeded for the post-game quick interview. So, guys, very, very quickly, tell me, what was your game plan? I think it was just let Callum carry with Creeded, but
Let Callum not die.
Yeah, pretty much just protect the ADC and get jungle and the ADC ahead, and then just win from there, pretty much.
okay, pretty spicy stuff. Creeded, you have had some phenomenal performances in this league, but I don't want to be brown-nosing a little bit, but I feel like Callum is starting to upstage you. You guys are definitely doing some damage in the league. Granted, your current standing in the table is not the best right now, but I imagine that you guys have got a lot of your synergy problems worked out, a lot more of the teamwork sorted, and now it's just going to be a bit of a domination.
Well, Callum is a really good player, so I'm glad to have him on the team. And
Thanks for that,
alright, don't get too cocky, alright? He has shown that he's really good at playing AD carry, and we feel comfortable playing around him, so that's why I've turned to play some more supportive roles in the jungle. But overall, I'm really happy with the team's performance. I also want to give a quick shout out to Billy. I don't think I've seen him miss a single cannon, and I think that's why we truly won this game.
Billy not missing a cannon. This guy was definitely under the flak hammer last week for not hitting those cannons. And when we checked in the early game, he did in fact hit that cannon, and that must have been a very good feeling right now. So a big shout out to Billy Turiel on the poppy right there. So I just want to take a moment to speak to Mario. You got to play Lulu. You had your Thresh banned against you. You went
I don't know why.
You went Zeke's, and you had Poppy on a Bloody Knight's Vow in the top lane. So pretty protective. How did it feel to just be a shield bot in that game?
It's honestly pretty fun. Because I get to just go and kill him, and then we win.
Literally presses 2 keys and wins.
Literally allows me to play so much more aggressive as well with the Lulu support. I can just overstep, overextend, and they can't really do anything.
Yeah, do you think there was any specific misplay coming out of SRG that allowed you to snowball more aggressively, or did you think that it was a little bit of a tough early game?
Early game's easier against the Yas ADC, unless you can make it work, but I don't know,
the trash bin was a bit troll.
Yeah, I don't know, there's not much you can do to get onto a vein, really. And if you can, I don't know, I just seem to sidestep the Sejuani's ultimates quite a bit, so I don't know, you've got to hit them, really.
Now, I do want to just point out, you guys, after winning this game, are now, I believe, still towards the very bottom of the table, but we've still got another half of the split, and we could potentially see maybe a Fnatic love story coming in here, because as a Fnatic fan, I have to keep saying this, I think they might just reach playoffs, and if you guys keep going like this, I don't think you'll be able to get the first seed at this point because of how far ahead EA Hunters are. But at the end of the day, you guys can definitely get yourselves into the playoff spot, and it looks like you could be a serious challenge for them.
Well, let's just say that we've scrimmed against the Hunters, and I think they know how much stronger we are.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Just a subtle hint right there, to be honest.
I feel like we'll be some good competition, especially if Greedy keeps getting us ahead. I think we could take it.
Okay, thank you guys for the great game tonight. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there in the Twitch chat?
Shout out to Billy. He's my biggest fan. He's my only fan.
I want to go shout out to my friend Limpo that's watching the stream. Thank you for watching. Thanks for cheering on.
Good guys in the Twitch right there supporting you guys. You guys have done incredibly well. I'm afraid that is it for us tonight at the EAL at the start of week 5. And EA Outcast coming out on top against SRG Crater. We'll see you again this weekend. Don't touch that browser. Be back soon. See you later.
Bye.